Right. Oh man, I missed it. So it's I do a mental health update, just to kind of tell you how I've been doing. I wanted to show you guys something really cool. I looked out the window. It's raining, actually storming out, and it's not there anymore. It's too dark now. Damn. But look at this. Look at this sky, guys. How do you turn this thing around? Look at that shit. It's gorgeous. There was a double rainbow out. Anyways, that's a hell of a way to start off the video. But yeah, it's been kind of almost a trend at this point to go walking, talking to you guys during rain, snow, or storms. I don't know why, but oh, it was lightning. Okay. Anyways, no further ado, I guess. Been doing better than I did last video. I've been I joined like a community group called Foster's Voice, which is a group that raises mental health awareness and suicide awareness, and they're just a group that helps people deal with the things that they're going through in their life. A real accepting community, and it started here and locally, and it started branching out all nationwide in quite a few areas. So that's really cool, and so yeah, I joined their groups that they have monthly, and as well as just getting more involved with the community and stuff. So I think that'll help a lot. Sorry, car's coming. Yeah, so like I said, I think that'll help my mental health overall a lot. And even these vlogs have helped quite a bit. I don't know, just being able to like put into words what I'm going through, whenever I go through something difficult, it makes it easier for me to kind of process, everything that's going on and stuff. I'm not like internalizing everything. So I think my big problem right now is just fatigue. Like my anxiety. I had a panic attack actually about a few days ago, and it was a bad one. And I've just been having really bad sleep schedule. It's horrible, so it's been really hard just to be productive. I just noticed the video cut off. Hopefully it wasn't too much of it. Yeah, it's raining really good now. I don't know how much of the video cut out, but I was basically saying that I get really tired, and when I go to sleep, I sleep for like an hour or two and then have nightmares and wake up with high anxiety. And I've just been getting really bad sleep, and so it's hard to stay productive and stuff, because when I am up, I'm just groggy, and then I have to take another clonazepam later in the day, which makes me really tired again, and it's been rough. But on the positive side, I am just been getting out of the house a little bit more when I have the energy, and as well as just doing community stuff. Going through a jobs program as well that will help me find jobs that are more understanding of people who have like anxiety and stuff and depression. And things like that. So, it's a little late in the night. So it's been quite a while since I last posted. And sorry if you can't see much. I know it's bad video quality. I'll try to get here in the light. So quite a bit's happened since the last time I posted. It's been quite a while. I can't even remember the last time I posted. But mostly positive stuff, actually, which is good. But a lot better compared to how I was, last 2 videos ago. And so yeah, so still job searching. But the good news is as I mentioned before, I'll kind of go over it briefly. I've worked in a lot of places, mostly factory jobs. I worked for an air filter company in a warehouse, manufacturing air filters. Sherwin-Williams, which is where you mix paint, and that was a dirty job. It's a really good job, and it was a good environment in terms of management, things like that. But you mess with chemicals, and there's chemicals and shit all over in the air and stuff, and just a bunch of mostly factory stuff. I worked maintenance at the YMCA, and I did a whole list of things there. My main job was to paint, so I painted walls, and I painted the entire building twice. It's a pretty large building, and but I've always, like I've talked about in my previous episodes or videos, is the whole processing thing has always been my biggest fault, and I could never understand why what the problem was until I was diagnosed with high functioning autism. And I'm gonna try to keep it short because this might be the first video that you've seen me in, and I've talked about this in other episodes, but just in case, I'm just gonna recap. So yeah, once I was diagnosed with that, it became a lot easier to, I don't know, it's kind of like I knew what the issue was now. There's a name to it. It's not this abstract thing that I'm going through that I can't understand. And so that gave me a lot of hope. I just wish I would have known that a long time ago rather than in my 30s. I'm 31, so, but better late than never, I suppose. So now I want to try to work on skills that will help me manage my autism and anxiety. My anxiety's been getting a lot better. I've had a few panic attacks here and there, but they're not as bad as they used to be. Been doing more exposure, getting out more, things like that, and it's helped. And I recently got out of the therapy group that I've been going to daily, and I've been doing that for about 2 weeks. I think, it was a 2-week program, and it helped a lot. Learning coping strategies for anxiety for me, mostly because that was the thing that was really holding me back the most at the time. It was crippling anxiety, and my type of anxiety was, I was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder, or GAD for short, and so yeah, I was looking for cars. So I was diagnosed with that, and sorry, I lost my train of thought because I'm making sure I don't get hit by a car. Is there a sidewalk over there? I don't know, I can't tell. anyways, yeah, I was struggling with anxiety really bad at the time. I still do struggle with it. And while I was struggling with that, they were teaching me coping mechanisms and yoga, deep breathing, and even how anxiety works, which have already done a lot of research on. I even explained it on one of my videos, like how anxiety works and stuff like that. And so once I got out of that, anxiety shortly started to kind of creep back in, because I don't know why exactly. I'm thinking maybe it has something to do with, I'm looking both ways across the street. Has something to do with maybe just being out of that group and, not, probably not doing the coping mechanisms very well. It's a lot easier to do when you're in a group than on your own for some reason. Because when you're having an anxiety attack and you're alone, it's a lot scarier. So it's hard to kind of get in that mindset. It's a lot easier when there's other people around you that know what's happening and everything, And but I slowly gained more and more control of it. I had health anxiety, or I still do technically. Fear of dying, so I'm afraid of illnesses, more specifically cardiophobia, which is fear of like heart attack or any type of heart problem that will lead to instant death. And I've been dealing with that for about 4.5 years now. And yeah, I have all kinds of crazy symptoms. Just chest pounding, chest pain, numbness and tingling, lightheadedness, feeling I'm gonna faint, which is scary because those are also signs of a heart attack. Like if you Google those symptoms, it'll come up heart attack on your Google search or whatever. And so that's why I don't Google your symptoms. And so that's what makes it scary, is because it really feels like you're having a heart attack. So your mind is, even though you've gone through it 1,000 times, you're like, what if it's this time? What if they've actually misdiagnosed something after you've gone to the doctor, 3 or 4 times and had every test imaginable. It's just like this sort of doubting disease. If you're not 100% sure there's not a problem, the anxiety will be there. And even when you get reassured, it's just temporary. And eventually the fears will start coming in again. And so basically what you have to do is just learn to sit with the anxiety. Don't try to fight it, but just kind of sit with it, let it pass. And over time, doing that over and over again kind of rewires your brain to no longer associate those thoughts and feelings with actual danger. So your overall anxiety levels will go down, and so will your symptoms, since the symptoms are related to the anxiety. So yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention was I joined because of my autism, like I mentioned before, I have a really hard time keeping a job just because of my processing. And but now I'm going through an agency that and I can't remember their name, an agency that helps people with autism and just neurodivergent people in general find and develop skills to doing a job, to get a job and maintain one. And so I've been really optimistic about that. I can't remember the name of the agency, because there's like two of them that they work together. It's like a third party involved. But yeah, so there's that. And going to an appointment tomorrow. And we already filled out like resumes and stuff. And hoping to, I applied at the YMCA again as a groundskeeper because I'm familiar with it. It's nearby too. So it's like landscaping and stuff and other maintenance. And like I said, I'm familiar with it and stuff. But I am at the gas station right now, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back from the gas station. Got me a soda pop. I really just did it for some exposure therapy. Just getting out of the house helps. Anyways, looking out for cars. Don't want to die. Okay. Yeah, so I went through that agency. And so I'm really excited about that. I applied to quite a few jobs. The other thing is I'm almost done with the Naya painting. Which I'm really excited for. Because it took me like months to finish that painting. And it's one of my best paintings, I think, so I've ever done so far. And so I'm really excited to finally kind of show that off and just kind of get that done. Sorry if it's loud. All right, let's go. There we go. And yeah, so sorry for such bad sound, and this is probably a terrible video. My hair is all out of whack. So I finished that painting and getting a job here soon, hopefully. And it's just really nice that there's places out there that take into consideration neurodivergency and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna meet with them tomorrow. Tim is his name, the guy who's helping me. And also learning ways to, I guess, cope and adapt. Adapting strategies for my autism. It's not really that bad. I'm high functioning, so you know, it's mostly just processing too many things at once is difficult. But like once I learn something, like I know how to do it real easy. It's just if there's like a lot of tasks at once. And I think a lot of it is because like my brain is constantly thinking about stuff, even subconsciously. And especially when you have anxiety, because that takes up a lot of mental space when you're constantly worried about your health and stuff and your symptoms, and there's that going on in the background too. So but yeah, I'm just taking the right steps forward, and I've been noticing quite a bit of a difference. Still feel anxiety here and there, but I handle it a lot better. One of the hardest things for me to do is when I have like anxiety, like for example, I'm having a little bit right now just going for this walk, but it's not that bad. But hardest thing is not calling anyone or talking to anyone and going through a panic attack just by yourself. That's hard to do when it's like really bad. A lot of times I could manage anxiety when it's on a lower level, but when it's like a bad anxiety attack, it's really hard to just sit with. And that's what you gotta do too, so it's not easy at all. It's about the equivalent of like if you're afraid of heights to like go willingly jump off a plane with a parachute and keep doing that over and over again until you're no longer afraid of jumping off of planes, you know? That's kind of like what it feels like. It's not a fun process, but it's really the only process that will actually make your anxiety actually like go away, or at least make it to where you won't have panic attacks and stuff. But it's not fun. So that's why I'm kind of taking it baby steps. And I'm also kind of optimistic over the years because I'm slowly starting to become less sorry, I was gonna wait for that car to pass. Less negative, and also not as harsh on myself as I used to be. Like I used to have these expectations even growing up. You know, look across the street here. Growing up in school, and I just felt inadequate because of all the things I went through, especially when I didn't even know what it was I was going through. I just always felt like I was different. And I always had that sense of inadequacy. And felt like a failure a lot of times. I'd say that to myself. Because I had a hard time learning things. I went to, I had special help in school for learning things like that, and I knew that because of my processing, I was terrified to drive. I'm kind of going over a lot of the stuff I've mentioned before in earlier videos, but now that like I said, now that I know what it is, I'm a lot less hard on myself because I know a lot of that was just beyond my control, It's just the way I was wired. And so I'm a little more forgiving to myself now than I used to be. And so now I'm seeing it more of like I'm not failing with everything that I do, even if I mess something up, at least I tried. And that's something that I wasn't willing to do in the past, So I don't know if that makes any sense, but just kind of got a little bit of a different outlook on things. And anxiety's gone down. See? Goes away. Ironically, what triggered it was I was in the gas station buying a pop. And the lighting, I'm assuming in my hands, look kind of gray. And immediately, just subconsciously, not consciously, my subconscious was like, oh my God, there's like no blood flow going to my hands. It's turning gray. There's some kind of heart problem. It just like automatically just thinks that way. Then all of a sudden anxiety starts kicking in. It's crazy how that works. And by anxiety kicking in, I mean you start feeling dizzy. You start having a rapid heart rate. I started sweating. Didn't have a rapid heart rate. I was just mentioning like symptoms they could get. But I started sweating, getting kind of dizzy, and wobbly legs is another one. I got those three things just in a matter of seconds. And also like a little bit of shortness of breath. And that's the thing that's so hard about it. You can know so much about anxiety, like down to, like you can know so much about it and why you're feeling the way you do, and yet every time you have one, it feels like it's the first time you're going through one. It's really hard because it literally just changes the way your brain thinks. It's like such a reaction more than it is like a response. Like if you're driving in a car and all of a sudden a deer jumps in front of you, you know how your heart leaps out of your chest and just, for that split second you react real fast. You slam on the brake, your heart's pounding. Anxiety is kind of like that. Like there's no planning it. It just hits you. And And then you just kind of gotta wait through it. Yeah, I'm in my apartment now, so there'll be a little better lighting and probably end the video. Look at my hair. Dude, I really need to get a haircut. All the wind was making my hair all crazy. Anyways, I'll kind of make it short now. It's kind of dragged this video out a little too long. But overall, yeah, everything's been climbing upward, which is really good. You know, depression has been a lot better. Just been staying busy with family, and also support groups. You know, this jobs program that I'm with, things like that. I have something to look forward to, working again, you know, things like that. So overall, things are looking real good. Doing a lot better from the last video I was making. I was pretty bad shape, but doing much better now. And plan on making plenty of more videos ahead. So, yeah, I guess this is the end of the video. And thanks for watching if you watched it this far. And you guys have a good night or day, depending on where and when you're watching this.